So I think it goes without saying that movement in Xdefiant is pretty much important, especially if you want to outplay other players, and you can do this on both controller and on mouse and keyboard. What I'm going to do today is look at the controller settings that I use. I'm going to show you some techniques that you can use, and I'll also do the same for keyboard and mouse. Let's get into it. So the first technique is very straightforward. It's just the jump shot. What this helps you do is gives you peeker's advantage. So as soon as there's someone right over here, you're already ADSing while you're in air. Simply just press jump before you go around a corner. It helps you to get into the engagement faster. And if you're playing something with high ADS walking speed, you can easily strafe out of it as well and just start playing around. The second one is the slide jump. You effectively use a slide and jump to get around the corner quicker and use your momentum to kind of get a jump on the enemy and be able to fire before they do. So it's very simple, just primarily pressing slide and jump. I do suggest you turn your crouch to toggle and not to hold, because hold keeps you like in this animation where you stay like that for a while. So I would suggest you put that on toggle. But yeah, straightforward, slide jump and you're in. The third movement is the shimmy. It's effectively a way for you to get information about what is around the corner, but if you need to, you can also get back into cover or take the engagement forward. This of course works better if you're at full speed and you can move around much faster. The way to do this is run at full speed, slide jump, and then use your left stick whilst you're in the air to come back around the corner. Now you can do that to get information, but you can also get that to start engagements. And then finally, you've got the bunny hop, which I think they're going to nerf or they already have. I don't know. We're going to try it. But here we are. You're effectively running around, combining slide jumps next to each other. It's not a perfect bunny hop every single time, but it's essentially, I've got B and A on paddles as jump and slide. So I'll do BA, 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 BA as I hit the ground. And at the same time, you can move the left and right stick. The right stick to keep your target in the middle, but also your left stick to be able to swerve around. Let me show you guys what it looks like on keyboard and mouse. Now on keyboard and mouse, it's not much different. It's pretty much just jump and shoot. It does feel a bit more fluid on keyboard and mouse, to be honest. You're a bit more accurate as soon as you go into the engagement. But this is the jump shot. Now for the slide jump. And now for the shimmy. And now finally the bunny hop. What works nice on keyboard and mouse is if you have your crouch button on your mouse. That works for me. You can just pretty much press W key straight ahead constantly, and you can switch between A and D as you're sliding and jumping at the same time. So you'll be sliding, jumping, holding the A to the one slide, sliding, jumping, holding D for the other side. It's very similar to what you would do in Quake Arena if you've ever played that. There we have it. So those are pretty much what we have. Well, that's what I use, and that's what I currently have. This will naturally evolve, but it would serve as kind of like the foundation of your movement in game. If you do this kind of stuff like off of like a balcony or off a higher level or something like that, you'll have more movement. As long as you've got momentum, you can move around left and right even more in the air as you go ahead. But this is my settings for PC. Now, of course, this is all personal preference. This is what I currently use, and my key button settings, I'll point them out, but I'll just scroll through everything so you guys can see both my settings on keyboard and mouse and my settings on controller. So this is my settings for keyboard and mouse. I play on a sensitivity of 16 with a DPI of 1200. There's no kind of like multiplier or anything on it. It's just the way it is. The only buttons that I would mention on here which I have, which I think is possibly different than what you have, is what I have on my mouse and bound to my mouse. So I've got crouch slide on my mouse, which is a button. I've got 4 buttons on my mouse. One of them is on there. Then I've also got melee on my mouse, which is useful because I use Q for some. I use Q for my ultimate, and it kind of just works. And I use E to cycle weapons. It just works as you're running. To use E, it's something I brought over from Apex Legends back in the day. It just works really well. Ultra is on Q. My ability is on my 7, my number 7, which is another mouse bound option. My grenade is on my scroller, clicking into my scroller, the middle mouse button, and the rest is pretty much just, basic things. That's pretty much still the same. On my controller, I'm running default flip because I've got paddles at the back. I'm running a Xbox Elite 2. So I've got on the back paddle, A is jump and B is my crouch. And then I've got the reverse triggers just for the quick time of firing. Aim assist standard. I don't change any of these things. I'm playing on linear 45-45 with 0.85 and 0.7 multiplier. My dead zones, you try to keep it as low as you can on both sides just to not have any stick drift. And then I've got acceleration because I am primarily a keyboard and mouse player, so I kind of like that quick snappiness, but this is of course personal preference. I think that is really the only stuff that you need to know to do what you need to do in terms of movement, and I hope this was helpful. Appreciate your support. See you guys in the next one. Cheers.